And here we are. Hello, everybody. And hello, Debbie. Welcome back. Yeah, welcome back. So, yeah, we got a few minutes. Everybody probably just got their notices and they're on their way in. And so I want to welcome Medium Kim. It's nice to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Yeah. So if anybody is not familiar with our Debbie, you're in for a treat because she does some beautiful Lemurian light codes. She works with our energy and the energy of our animals. And so welcome, Debbie. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you for being here.
Yay. Wonderful. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. Good. So I'm going to let you go ahead and tell the people some of the things that you were telling me about what's going on right now before we start doing our Lemurian light codes and so on, as far as the energies that are, the energies we're dealing with.
The Mr. Milton at the moment, or do you want me to just focus
Mr. Milton and others, yes.
Well, we've got two things that are going on right now. One, of course, prayers with anybody that is in Florida. I wanted to mention that a lot of our attention, of course, is there. And so what we need to be aware of on that is that can easily be a 2D entity creation. And what I mean by that is if you start doing your own research into some of this stuff, the statistics on that hurricane are not matching, or at least they did not last night whenever I was looking on 3 different weather applications. They were not actually matching to fit the category 5 that they were proclaiming in the afternoon. Certainly not the barometers and not the wind speeds. And the wave height action was definitely up there. But what I'm saying on that is, if you're there, absolutely tie your shoelaces, grab your sandbags, you be prepared, you get everything prepared exactly like you know how to do for a hurricane. And then the rest of us, what we need to do is take a look at your favorite weather and then see which way that thing is spinning. And then just take your fingers and spin it the opposite direction to try to dissipate
it. Yeah.
Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to focus on, if you're going to be focusing on that, you focus on minimizing it. I'd like to be able to say that we're going to downgrade this to just a nice, gentle tropical storm. So we could certainly use the rains, obviously, but it's mostly the wind speeds that are going to be causing the storm surge, which is the biggest danger that we have there. So we're going to calm things down. Don't spin it out into the ocean, because the rest of the ocean doesn't need it either. And quite frankly, that's a shallow shelf there. So take a look at it, spin it opposite direction, and we're going to calm it all down. The other thing that we were talking about backstage, I have a lot of people right now that are exhausted. And as I was explaining to Aley backstage, is that when you get the opportunity, go ahead and sleep as much as you can. If you are in a position where you really can't sleep, take your eyes and just look up gently, just the eyes, and then close your eyelids. And already mine are starting to flutter. And what that does is that indicates that you are in a theta state. And so you'll be able to do a rest and a recharge without actually having to knock completely out for a real nap. If you get the opportunity to take a nap, kind of like this morning, I overslept, which is really rare, but I was, of course, up this morning at like 2, 3, I think, o'clock in the morning, getting upgrades. And this is where some of the stuff is. Get really good at napping, people, because this is how some of the upgrades are happening to us. We'll have the energy surge that's coming from the upgrades. The other thing is our guides, our angels, whatever you want to call them, the beings that are around us that are helping us upgrade as the planet and us go through these changes. They're knocking us out. That's why we're exhausted. They're knocking us out because they're coming in with a lot of energy. Like this morning, for an example, I had, it was like a plasma energy that was hovering over my chest and my upper tummy. So those are the heart chakras and the solar chakras. And so what was happening was I was being stubborn because I wanted to see what my guides were doing or what my beings around me were doing. And they were trying to knock me out because they're like, We need you to integrate this energy. We really can't have you awake for this. So when you're fighting
Right.
the exhaustion, and I am up there with everybody else going, I want to see, and they're like, this isn't working. But I did get to feel some of that. The energy that is there is a plasma type energy. It's hitting the outer field of your aura, and it's working through your energy system, and it will come through like waves. So you've got all of this power surge that's happening, and then it's got to integrate through your energy system. What they're trying to do, they're trying to do this as slowly and as calmly and integrate this as easily as they can, because they don't want to fry out our energy systems. So whenever you get the opportunity, do go ahead and take your nap, because even though you consciously don't know what that was about, most of this stuff is actually because it's not our mental body that needs to know. It is our energy body. It's also our DNA that's being upgraded. I don't know if you guys have been around puppies and kittens and little bitty kids. They sleep a lot, a lot. And that's why. It's because they're constantly multiplying their cells. They're growing. And so they will, and sometimes it can ache. I want you to know that. You try to remember that you can have growing pains. So just because something might be achy on you may not actually indicate that there's something going on. It may feel achy because that may be an unfamiliar feeling as you're getting your energy upgrade and as your DNA is actually altering, changing, and changing things back. And yep, we're back in puppyhood.
There you go. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you for the update. And I'm going to say hello to a few people, and then I'm going to let you do your special stuff. Yeah, here we go. So yes, Kim is here. Teresa Ford is here. Lori, Amanda, Randy, Tea Garden Chicken, Linda Kennedy, Karen Robinson. Nice to see you, honey. Let's see, who else have we got here this morning? Denise Fletcher. Did someone say shenanigans? And Amanda Carroll. Maria has perfect health. Debbie, 3 Shifting Veils, who's locked up like a sardine and cooking everything in the freezer. Well, we're sending you lots of love. Yep. Hypnicity's Rascal has refused her meals yesterday, and so we're sending lots of love to Rascal. You know, Rascal's, I think, 14 years old. So
15,
Yep. Jen Bowles, Anya, and Enchanted Lunar Guidance. Yes, all of us are. I told Debbie I was so exhausted this morning. I didn't know how I was going to even make it in here today. Let's see if I missed it. CJ is here. And how much bee pollen can you eat, Randy? I don't know. You want to have a contest? Utica, it's nice to see you. Let's see who else. I think I got everybody. Almost 16. Rascal's almost 16. Okay.
Okay, so she is 15.
Well, thank you all for being here. Yeah. Okay. You slept most of 2024. You know what? I go through spurts. Like I told Debbie, I didn't sleep at all on Sunday night to Monday. 0, nothing. And then I slept 12 hours the next night. Last night was, fits and starts. So we're all dealing with it, and we're all dealing with X-size solar flares as well. And those are very huge. And they're just, they get ejected from the sun, and it takes about 2 days for them to hit us.
Did you see the auroras come in?
Yes, some people were posting them up in Canada.
I got to share those yesterday.
That's awesome. I love that. All right, so Debbie's going to start out with her typical Lemurian light codes and her energy work, and then she'll be doing clearing, and then we'll take some questions or we'll talk about some stuff. So Debbie, take it away.
I'm going to speak right quick to this thing with Amanda Carroll. Counterclockwise is usually the pattern that I do to dissipate things. However, this hurricane right now is spinning counterclockwise. So we actually will end up feeding that if you end up trying to direct that energy counterclockwise. Okay. That's why I'm saying take a look at the direction of the spin and then do the opposite if you're going to be focusing on that. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so what I'm going to do first off is I'm going to go ahead and do just a very quick Lemurian light code for all of us that will help to harmonize everybody and kind of get them on the same page. And I think what I'm going to do this time through is, if it's all right, I'm going to do a bubble technique. There's been quite a few things that have come up in this week where especially the empathic people need to protect their outer shell and their aura and their personal energy a bit more than what we've usually been doing. And then lastly, what I want to do is I want to go over everybody's meridians and energy system. So we'll get started. We'll go through this pretty quick, but what I'm going to be doing as I do the bubble technique and as I do the meridians is I'm going to be feeling into the field and moving everybody's energy. Tihe, hori, hora, mahakawatahi, ite ingawa, tito irita adawana, wayo tapu, ite ingawa, tifenui, trani tau, wayo tapu, ite ingawa, tafaya tama tua tatama, wayo tapu, tihe, hori, hora. Beautiful. Okay, so as I was saying, what I'm going to be doing next is a bubble technique. I'm going to be telling you how to do this and walking you through this. This is a technique that I want you to be able to use as you're going out and about in your day. And especially if you feel in fear or if you are being pulled off of your center. Now, as I said, you can, of course, tie your shoelaces. If you're in the thick of it with this storm, I want you to take all practical things that you possibly can, but there's a whole bunch of us light workers that have been sitting on the sidelines where it's not actually affecting our area, and yet you are worrying, you are projecting yourself, and you're projecting all of that fear stuff. We need to stop that. And so if you have anything at all worry-wise, we're going to feel that melt away as we do this bubble technique right quick. So this is more for your emotional field and getting you balanced, and this will help you to open up to your own energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to look up and then just gently close your eyelids down, but continue to look up behind your lids with your eyes. You should begin to feel them flutter. And what that means is that's gone into theta state. As we look up, imagine a light, a colored light coming in from above, and it's going to go ahead and ease into your head, the top of your head. Whew, that is quite an energy coming in. Let it be whatever color it wants to be. Let it bathe through your forehead, your head, all the way through the top of your skull, all the way through your brain structures, easing down through your eyes, behind the eyes, underneath the brain, top of the sinuses, top of the teeth, bathing down all around your ears. A lot of us on the ascension path, you will have persistent ringing in the ears. Sometimes it will be different tones in each ear. Sometimes it'll be the same tone. Sometimes it'll be very high up. Sometimes it'll be very low down. You can always check with your doctor if you like, but a lot of times that is simply an indication that you're picking up very high energy that's coming in and activating. So we're working and having this colored light bathe all around your ear structure. Bathe down through your teeth, your jaws, through your throat, down the back of your neck, tops of your shoulders, off the shoulders, down the arms, bathing your elbows, forearms, wrists, hands. Have that energy go out through your fingertips towards Mother Earth. Same colored light is going to come in through the tops of your shoulders and into your chest cavity. Have it bathe all around your lungs, filling the lung space, the heart, the pericardium. There's a small gap that's going to happen behind the heart and in between the heart and the lungs. Let's fill that with this light. Gorgeous. That's beautiful. Well done. All the way through the lungs, the bottom of the lungs now. Good. We're going through the diaphragm with this light, filling your tummies. We have a lot of emotions that'll get strapped in the tummies. Gently pushing all the way through the stomach area, all through the abdomen. This light is just pushing all of that energy, all of those emotions, all of that worry down. And I imagine that same light is also coming down your back, all the way down the spinal column, down the back, down through your lumbars, pushing everything down towards Mother Earth. We'll see it come down through the hips. Turn up the volume of this light just a little bit. There we go. The light will help to push out. Sometimes we get stuck in our spaces. We get stuck going forward in life. And this light will help to push out any energy, any old energy, anything that might cause you to get hung up on where you're at. Good. Now we're going to go down through the thighs with this energy, through your knees, calves, ankles, through your feet, pushing down into Mother Earth. Now keep that light going from above. Now Mother Earth is going to offer a different light from below. It can be the same color or it can be a different color. Let it be whatever color it's going to be. Allow that to bubble up through your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, your thighs, hips, up through your tummy space, up through the diaphragm. Now both of these lights are going to meet in your heart space. They're going to form a bubble. Imagine this bubble expanding so that it is all around you, and you step into this bubble so that the only thing in here is just you and your energy. Let the bubble expand out however it's comfortable. It might be 3 feet, 10 feet, could be even 25 feet. Now what I want for especially the empathic people that may be getting energy or picking up things from the outer world, I want you to imagine another bubble that is around this one, so that you have 2 shells that are around you, protecting you from the outer world. Anytime that you're feeling battered, fearful, you can always come back to this energy technique, this bubble technique, to get yourself grounded. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to go straight over into the energy healing, which is, I'm going to go over your meridians right quick. And this is going to be for absolutely everybody. So what I need you to do is I need you to think in your mind, I'm going to get everything that I need out of this right now. It won't matter if it's for you. You can certainly add in a loved one. This is only going to be for everybody's highest good. So I'm going to go ahead and work through everybody's meridians right now. I'm on the back of the skull on the left-hand side. I'm just going to dial through everybody's meridians. And I'm doing what I call a divine pattern flow. And this way, what's going to happen is it's kind of like GPS for your meridians. They're going to follow right along. And we're going to clean and clear off any of that stagnant energy. And on top of the left shoulder blade, there's several meridians that run along the surface of the shoulder blade. And now we're going to go underneath the shoulder blade. And in between the shoulder blade and the spine, usually a lot of tension gets trapped in this region. And sometimes we just shove things underneath our shoulder blades, shoving it underneath the carpet. Great. Okay, we're going to go down the left arm to the left elbow. Beautiful. Forearm and wrist. Fingers and hands. Anybody that might be having like an eczema or a skin reaction right now, I'm hearing take a look at your diet. Listen to what your body is saying, because things are changing with all of these activations and these upgrades. We're changing into crystalline beings, which is why I'm going over your meridians. They look like crystalline rivers of light. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're going from carbon base to a crystalline base. Sorry, I keep losing my speech center because this is actually a right-brained activity for me. But they're saying to go ahead and use your own body. Sometimes what you used to eat in the past may not be sustaining you right now because you're changing right now. So we're coming up the inner arm on the left-hand side. Great. Okay, and we're going back to the spine. Down the governing vessel of the spine. Beautiful. Ooh, and we have a lot on the left-hand side. There are 3 main meridians that run down the left-hand side. So we're going to open all of those channels up. A lot of achy backs today. So release that off. Down towards the hip. Left-hand side where the spine joins the hip. And I've got a horse that's really, there we go, good. Okay, good. Sometimes our horses will have things on the croup and it will affect their way of going from behind. And a lot of our tension gets wedged into, we'll have locked up centers of energy down, especially on the base of the spine. And that will show up in the rest of the limbs. We're going to go down through the left leg. Knees. Wow, you lot are really quick on this leg today. Good. Okay, so on the ankle for humans, this is a hawk region for horses, dogs, kitties, finky birds, so any birds. The ankle or the hawk. This feels more dog cat. Yep, dog cat on this region. So give me just a minute. Good. Okay, we're going to push down that energy towards Mother Earth. Proper ankles for critters, but that's going to be the ball of the foot region for the humans. Into Mother Earth, out through the toes. We have ting points. Ding. Beautiful. Okay, we're coming up on the right-hand side, right side base of the skull, joining the neck. Good. Feels like everybody's remembering to lift their chins up. This is great. That helps to take the pressure off of the neck muscles at the back of the neck. Humans tend to look down an awful lot. Sometimes that will cause tension headaches. There's a lot of strain that happens. So all we need to do is remember to lift our chins up from time to time. Stand in our power, become royal. We are turning into the age of Aquarius, which is Lemuria 5, which is stepping into our own sovereignty. So of course we're going to lift our chins up and be royalty. Kings and queens of our own little world. Great. Top of the shoulder. Shoulder blade. Great. There's a lot of tension on the right scapula. So we're going to go in between the right scapula and the thoracics and underneath that shoulder blade. Beautiful. At any point, whenever I'm doing this, if you've done any yawning, sneezes, coughing, burping, or passing wind, and sometimes you can do strange gestures with your hands or your legs will go out like pointing toes or something. Those are all releases of energy. If that happens, be sure to get a drink of water afterwards. On the right shoulder and the right upper arm. The water will help. What's happened is that's indicating that there's an energy release. And physically what that does is that releases some toxins into the bloodstream. Don't panic. Better out than in. And that's what the water is for. You'll use that in order to flush that from your body. Make sure it's water. The other stuff doesn't flush it out as good. I'm on the forearm, the wrist, and the right hand. Adding some diamond white energy to this for anybody that's got skin expressions. Just going to bring that back to some nice, smooth, supple skin. Beautiful. I'm going to go back up the arm on the inner arm. Good. Right hand side. Move it down the back. Governing vessel. Those three main channels on the right hand side. I'll slow down just a little bit here because somebody needs some extra liver support on this side. Now it feels more human than it does anybody else, but I think somebody else's horse is popping in on this side as well. Great. Oh, hang on a minute. I misspoke. Somebody's dog just showed up and went, oh, that feels good. So give me just a second. We'll do a little bit extra there. Beautiful. Okay. Moving on, we're going to go down that channel. Gorgeous. Now we're at the hip, right-hand side where the lumbars join the hip. Great. I'm going to go for the croup on the right-hand side. It's going to be our pelvis on the right-hand side. Lots of little fiddly muscles in here. We're going to ease off the meridians on that. Point of hip. Normally there's a lot of trapped energy that hits this area. So we're just going to release, 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 release. We're going to offload that nervous reaction there. Offload those muscles fully. That feels much better, much, much better. Right leg. We're doing the thigh towards the knee. Great. All around the knee joint. Beautiful. Down the calf to the ankle, 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 which is going to be the hock again. Somebody's got some tenderness on that, so let me get a little bit of extra. Great. Okay, that eased off well. Boy, somebody's ankle's really achy. Okay. Down towards what would be the ball of the foot for humans. Proper ankles for puppies, kitties, horses. Technically, it's a fetlock, but that's okay. And toes. And we're going to do team points into Mother Earth. It helps to ground our energy. Now we're going to go up the conception vessel, which is up, 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 energy, up, 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 up the inner thighs. Coming back up through our tummies, through the midline, up the chest. It's in between the clavicles. Great. Now I'm just going to do just a little bit that's going to be around the face. Didn't really feel like we needed a whole lot, but there are meridian points, team points up here on the face as well. Someone needs a little bit extra around the left ear. Good. Eyes. Cheeks. A little bit down the throat. Beautiful. Beautiful. Welcome back, everybody. Beautiful.
All right, I'm ready for my nap. Oh, wow, that was wonderful. I especially did feel it in my neck and lifting my head. Just as you said that, I could really feel the good stretch. And yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah, hi, Paul Freed. And hello to Terry. And yeah, and let's see, Karen Doyle came in, and Annie Bear is here. It's great seeing those of you come in. Yeah, it was a great release. Thank you very much. Wow, I looked over at Caramel. She never moved, and she's just out.
She's a puddle of a caramel. Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
she's a puddle of caramel.
Beautiful. That's
Yeah.
great.
You're on 14 times. Wow. Hello, Claudia. It's nice to see you, Cat Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm so glad all of you are here. I really think that there's two things that I find so important right now. And, well, actually more, but this is one of them. And working together to get the tension out of ourselves, to get the fear gone, and the other thing is just to keep reminding us to focus on joy and gratitude. And, it's something we have to consciously think about sometimes because we get so muck and mired down,
We've been conditioned to do the muck and the mire. And again,
Right.
that's been intentional. That's somebody else's filter. So we're bringing it in
Yes,
and
I
remembering
know.
that, we're heart connected, just like your
Yeah.
heart and soul connected.
That's right.
Beautiful.
That's right. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Dora, it's good to see you. Anya, I know you need that. Anya is in near the Asheville area and still hasn't gotten her power back. She's hoping by the end of the day or tomorrow. But that's and she does need to rest, even though you may not feel like you've been doing anything. You need to. Absolutely.
Cat
Debbie
napping.
at 3 Shifting Veils. Yeah. Yeah.
Cat napping will
Um,
help.
It will help. Yeah, it definitely will. She's listening in while preparing for the hurricane. And we're sending you, Debbie, lots and lots of love and protection,
With the
as well
bubble
as
technique.
anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Yeah.
bubble technique, keep adding bubbles further and further out. You can put your house, you can put your home and loved ones in that bubble, and then just keep adding other layers of bubbles of protection around.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Hello to Seascape. I want, let's see. Jen says she's glad you explained about the release. She was yawning and
Perfect.
yawning, thinking, shoot, am I yawning because I was looking up?
You're doing
Oh,
releases. That's beautiful. Great.
I know. That's
Wonderful.
wonderful. So on the 19th, Paul's going on a ghost hunting. I hope I get something. The Sailor Mansion in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Well, have fun, Paul. And make sure you protect yourself because you don't want to bring anything home.
What?
So,
Formally
yeah,
ask that
yeah.
nothing follows you home. They're not allowed to attach to you. They're not allowed to follow you home. And
Right.
tuck a black rock in your pocket. And someone else suggested you could put a little packet of salt in your pockets. I would recommend putting them in a Ziploc baggie if you want to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Utica says nothing and no one is powerful than source. Give you fear to source with faith. That's right. I love that. Thank you so much. Yes. Well, Karen, you feel more yourself and Jen's vibrating all over. Everybody's doing great. Thank you for bringing all your good vibes in.
Wow. I'm really careful. Eyes were watering. So that's another release. My eyes were watering. That's beautiful. Better out than in. That's great. These are all indications that you had energy releases.
Yep. And I agree because this morning when I wasn't feeling well, I could feel a lot in here, congestion in my third eye area and probably sinuses.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's less so. So that's really good. I like that. Yeah. Oh yes, this is a good idea. Copper works too. So you could put pennies in. Remember to get the older pennies though, because they have less and less copper the newer they are. Yeah, have fun, Paul. We're not trying to poop on your parade. Just reminders, that's all. You have a good time.
And some of this stuff is kind of like whenever you approach a Ouija board, there are rules of engagement to help keep you, and they're put in place to keep you safe. That's why everybody is coming forward
without fear. There's no fear involved.
Yeah, to help you to have a fun experience all the way through.
Yeah. Sharon, yes, if your internet went out and you can always go back. Yes, of course, because our internet didn't. So you should be able to see it. Yeah, you should be able to see
and it absolutely will work. It is timeless. So the energy that is on that is timeless. So feel free to go back through that as many times as you like.
Yes, and Rascal ate half her breakfast. And you know what? I was always told by my vet that dogs eat when they're ready to eat. but it's us that are like, oh my God, but I know that one of my dogs didn't eat for like 4 days, and I was very upset and concerned. So I totally understand how you feel. But
well, sometimes they eat something that really puts them off their food. And it's kind of like the same thing whenever we have a flu. We won't eat. And that's because the body knows that it shouldn't eat so that it can clear the stuff that's happened.
That's true. That's very true. Yep, absolutely. All right. So we have some questions. I've got them knocked off here. So let's see what we can do. First, Amanda wonders, what is the best way to clear out energy? That I'm guessing, Amanda, clear out bad energy and increase good energy. I think that's what she means.
The bubble technique that we did for the meridian clearing is what I would suggest with that. And the more that you practice that, the faster that you're going to get with the bubble technique. And the other thing that I love to do for energy increase, and again, if you've got your guides, angels, whatever you want to call them, coming in and they're doing an upgrade with you with an activation, you can fight through it, but you're not going to be able to. It's going to make you feel exhausted. But the other thing that you can do is just imagine coming up from Mother Earth, a bright white diamond, fizzy energy coming up from underneath your feet. And she's just offering it, and then just have her bubble all of that up through your entire body. And that energy, that fizzy energy that's coming up can help to increase your energy naturally.
Right. Right. I do want to mention what Debbie reminded me of before the show, which is that we can use universal energy versus our own personal energy, because using our personal energy over and over, it's like fighting the tide, you get yourself exhausted. But in Reiki, they talk even about using the energy of the outside in order to channel through the energy. So
yeah, if you're doing any kind of healing or readings or anything where you're offering energy to somebody outside yourself, and don't worry about it, it's an amateur thing. Everybody's done this. I've done this. If you've done an energy healing or something and you feel exhausted, you feel drained, you feel like you've got to go rest for 3 days, that's because you've accidentally used your own personal energy. Don't do that. It is about 3 days for you to boost yourself back up and get rebalanced and everything. And like I was telling Aley, you've got to, be the hose, not the water. You'll
love that.
Open up just like the bubble technique, where you've got the energy coming in from above and below, meet in the middle, expand that out, and then use that overflow for somebody.
That's right. Teresa, you amaze me all the time. I mean, I just love the things you share with us. Thank you so much. It's great. All right. So Deanna wonders about Allison, her cat that is alive, is having digestive trouble. Wondering how she's feeling.
The energy work that we just did, the meridian balancing that we just worked, will absolutely help. Because what I did was I balanced all of the digestive meridians with that. So you can go back through and you can play that for her at any time that you would like.
Yeah, that will really help Allison. I'm sorry.
Tummy, so let me just, anybody that's having tummy troubles, I'm going to go ahead and just, you can feel free to hop onto this if you would like. And so we're just going to move the digestion gently. We're not doing anything drastic. And mostly it's just an easing of the inflammation that's going on. Sometimes if we're worried and we're anxious, what happens is that will cause clenching and tension that is around the neck muscles and the shoulders. We have some of our digestive meridians, our stomach meridians, will be in and around the shoulders and the neck muscles. That can lead to the sour stomachs, the digestive upsets as well.
That's interesting to know. Thank you. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, that should help.
Yep. And I think hopefully, Utika, you're still here because that's what you were saying. Left breast pain. Not sure about that. Have you had a mammogram? I mean, I'm just going to put that out there, although a lot of the times we don't even have pain when we have any kind of problem. But any thoughts, Debbie, about that part?
This is only for entertainment purposes only.
Correct.
What you can do, you can get yourself a coffee grinder and just use just the coffee grinder for this. Get yourself some flax seeds and It doesn't take very much, like a quarter of a teaspoon. Put them in the coffee grinder, blitz it in the coffee grinder, sprinkle it over your food, and then try to eat that within 10 to 15 minutes. Do that 2-3 times a day, and that will help nutritionally support you.
Okay. Yep. Thank you. That's wonderful news.
And again, for entertainment purposes.
Entertainment only. That's it. Yep.
Not
This is just feedback, and I love this. And I felt the same way, Shenanigans. You know, you do exercises like this because you're now taking the time to focus or to relax and listen. And then you're like, wow, I didn't realize that hurt so much. I didn't know about this, you know. So I totally get it.
Yeah, you're so much in your head and you don't even realize that. And it's like, whoa, that hurt. Yeah. I remember when I was dog grooming and I was, I had to, now he was a hands-on person that did body work, and my hand was achy. And he said, what about the tendons that you just pulled on the other end in your elbow? And I said, what? And he showed me the other end of the insertion with the tendons. I was like, oh,
wow.
Whoa, that hurt.
Oh, wow. So Cat Mama is wondering here about clearing for her kitties. Can you tell how she might be? Of course, you can always re-listen to these. I want you to realize that. But Debbie will give you a couple of tips, I'm sure. Yeah.
With the energy healing, and it is for your kitties, what's happening, and this is for everybody, it's not just kitties, but I do have specific MP3s that I sell where you can play those for them. And that is more tailored to just specifically kitty cats. But what's going to happen is as the meridians are cleared, that helps to keep, I always imagine meridians as energy rivers that flow in and around the body. And what's going to happen is sometimes, kind of like what happens with a stream, you will have a tree fall down over it, or the mud will slide off and get from the bank into the stream. And it will be icky and it'll slow down. And suddenly the water will become congested and stagnant. And if it's too stagnant, it'll end up looking like a delta. It's very similar to what happens with our energy systems. If the meridians are not flowing free and clear and our energy isn't flowing, we will end up with stagnation of energy in those areas. And what happens is over time, the blood flow will not be as strong. Other people will call it chi flow. But we will end up having things that will mirror into the physical world. And so by just running what we just did, that helps their meridians to clean and clear. And then as the meridians and the energy and the chi flow cleans and clears, that helps the blood flow to clean and clear as well. The physical will begin to follow what happens with the energy. So it's kind of a chicken and an egg thing. Sometimes it's the physical body that takes a hit and like an injury that happens, and it will cause the meridians then to stagnate. But other times there is stagnation on the meridian that causes the physical to show up. So by balancing these, and I recommend doing it at least once a day. You do not have to play this at a loud volume. In fact, I recommend playing it on a low volume, unless you just want to hear my voice. But what will happen is this is quantum energy that's going out there, which is why they don't have to be that close to the speaker to have it actually affect it. And it's always going to be in a positive. Sometimes, I want to speak to this right quick. Sometimes people that are new to my energy or they're new to this concept of having the meridians come up, they'll feel nausea, or suddenly they'll start sneezing uncontrollably, or their sinuses will start running, or they'll feel like they're going to cry. And they think these are all negative things. But what's happening is you're releasing things. Just drink a little bit of water, come back to it the next day. If you can integrate this into, it really should be part of your day. If you can do it once a day, either in the morning as a wake-up routine or as you're going at nighttime, as a nighttime routine, what will happen is your energy flows will begin to open up. You will be reacting less and less. And I know some people are very sensitive to energy. Other people don't feel it. And it doesn't matter if you feel it or not. Sometimes we will have
Yeah.
a really shocking, dramatic reaction to it, but also be aware some of these signs will be very subtle. Sometimes your
agree.
knee won't be as achy as what it was originally, or you'll notice that your kitty cat is able to trot across the floor, whereas before maybe they were, walking with a limp. So it does take time sometimes for these things to be noticed. But over time, if you incorporate that, and that is why I'm putting that out into the world, and why I put that on an MP3, because I wanted to make sure that people could have this in their own hands so that they could use it more and more frequently. Otherwise, they're just sitting here, waiting on me, and I might not be capable or available to do a one-on-one with somebody.
Sure. Honestly, re-listening to any of the timeless videos is wonderful, as well as Debbie's has on her channel. I'm just gonna hold on. If you put in her name and
I'm on
Hakumuroha on
No,
YouTube,
actually, it's
she's got
just
her information.
Yeah, it's just as Debbie
Just
Dement.
Dement?
Put Debbie Dement
Okay.
in there. I have I have my Huna Essence displayed on there because that is Lemurian code, and it is activating people just by seeing it, which is why it's on there. But it's just Debbie Dement. If you just do that as a search on YouTube, you'll find me there too.
Yep. And then she's got a link on there too, if you're interested in looking at her MP3s that you can buy. So to her website. Yeah. So it's awesome. So I wanted you to know about Sydney. Sydney passed on 9/23, and Sydney will always be part of our community.
Really distant to me. She's way out there next to a light, a really bright white light. She's not actually.
Wow.
She's like, nope, I'm busy. That's just it. She's saying I'm busy. She's next to a really bright white light. She could have been hanging around you for a while, especially in the first. I find a lot of people hang around for the first week just to kind of help you.
Yep.
But she's right now. She is right next to the light. I think she's busy doing things over there. She just keeps saying, "I'm busy. Love you, Mom."
Yeah. Of course, she had dementia at the end, and
I
it was
remember
very. Yeah.
Because every time I was checking, she was starting to do the out of body thing because she was really ticked. Her body was failing her. She really didn't like that. So she was more and more, and I get it. It's distressing to you because it's like, I kind of need you in your body, and sort of so that we can. Because I used to dog them. I'm like, this would be so much easier if you were actually in here, but no, they're busy running around. This is fun.
All around. I know. Yeah. And much love to you, Seascape. And no matter how long time goes on, Sydney's always a part of our community. We love Sydney.
She is always going to be with you.
Yep, I agree. I totally agree. So Tea Garden Chicken says, do her pets have anything? Frankie Bird and Queen Lady Cat, both on the couch. Frankie Bird kept saying hello to the computer screen, by the way. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, my Lord. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, Frankie's a little bashful. Okay, I'm going to back up a little. It's like, hi, baby. They both seem really happy. Really happy.
That's good.
Yeah, your kitty cat. She's beautiful. What a sweetheart. Oh, they're so sweet.
And it shows us that kitty cats and birds can be beside each other without any kind of issue. That
some cats don't have a really high prey drive, so they can absolutely go along. Some cats. You do have to watch. You do have to watch your pets to make sure. Because let's face it, sometimes your older sibling will beat on the younger sibling, and vice versa.
That's right.
You got to separate.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. Wow. Well, I know they enjoy Debbie's voice, and I bet that's why Frankie kept saying hello.
Hello,
that's adorable.
Yeah, he seemed a little shy whenever I popped up for him. It's like, oh, maybe I don't want this.
Wow. That's awesome.
Ooh.
All right. So Anya is the one that's has been in the Asheville area. She's not in Asheville, but she's outside of Asheville. And she's got a little kitty cat buddy who has an inflammatory gut, bladder, kidney thing. And so any kind of boost
right
or any
now.
kind of,
yeah, I'm working on that.
all right.
There we go. Do that. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty sore. So I'll just see if we can get some energy in here. Very affectionate, Buddy is.
Uh-huh.
And that's the other thing too. Whenever I start offering the energy, a lot of times cats that are very standoffish or other animals that are standoffish, once they realize what's on offer, they are all over that in a heartbeat.
Sure. Sure. Hmm.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, got the bladder and the kidneys as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
sure.
Thank you so much. Yep. Thank you so much. Did someone say Shenanigans says she's been studying to become a Reiki practitioner even without attunements yet and asking my guides for assistance? The techniques have helped her tremendously. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you so very much. Yeah. Paul, do you have some Florida water? I don't know if you need to have holy water, and that's totally your decision, by the way. Yeah. It's whatever you believe. What do you think? The same thing, Debbie? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Follow whatever you feel moved to do. Like if
whatever
you don't want to do the rock, but you want to do the salt, or you don't want to do the salt, but you want to do the holy water. Reach for whatever is coming up for you.
Whatever you feel.
Do it before you head out to this thing, though. Because sometimes whenever you get next to where ghosts are, it can kind of scramble our thinking a little bit. And we don't reach for our highest good at that point.
Here we go. Maria said, anyone feel left heart chest is huge? Mine does. And Warrior Girl was telling her that the left side is the divine feminine in the higher heart. That sounds really, and we are bringing in more of the divine feminine. So.
Yeah. With that one, it's our head is our male energy essence, and our heart is our female essence. So we're talking about stepping into the divine. It's kind of funny. We're coming out of our head space more into our heart space, and the child energy is the high heart, and that is a balance between the two. So as we're going, what we need is we're going to be coming more out of our head into our heart. Don't completely lose your head. You know, you do, like I said, 1 foot in each world. And then you're aiming for the balance of the two, which is your high heart. And yes, like I was telling Aley backstage this morning, I was fighting with my guides because I actually overslept. And I was fighting with them. And they're like, we need you to go to sleep. But there was a delivery of a very large plasma ball that was right over the heart and over the solar plexus. And then that energy was needing to be integrated with my body. Again, right now we're going from a carbon base into a crystalline base. So a lot of people that are encountering me, they're instantly falling asleep whenever they're encountering me. And that's because they're starting to get some of these higher frequencies that are already in my energy field, and it's activating them. So the appropriate thing is to go ahead, take a nap, and then allow that. It will feel like, well, at least for me, it felt like waves as the energy was coming and going and then integrating into my own energy field. And it takes a little bit of time. You know, it's like you're on a canoe and you're navigating through the turbulent waters through this. Or if that's too much for you right now, you can imagine being on a desert island and you've got winds that are coming in, and the winds are bringing the code in. And you're still trying to integrate that with your energy field. It will gently and safely integrate, especially if it's for the highest good.
Wonderful. Thank you, Maria. So Cat Mama has 2 cats. I think it's the first time she's been here. She says she wonders how Bernie and Nino are.
I don't really use a lot of direct channeling for the pets, because a lot of times what happens is I will have somebody else's cat jam in and go, yeah, I'm so-and-so. Little fibbers. And I've had with other cats where they've just taken off so they don't actually talk to me. So
yeah. But if you let them listen to the meditation that we had earlier, if they're in the room with you, that will really help them in any parts of them that need the healing and the meridians aligned. So yeah, thank you. Yeah. All right. So Dreamweaver's Joy has a cat named Cuddles for 7 years. We don't know how old, but she's my Reiki master. Is there anything she wants to tell me? You know, I love that about animals. They want jobs. They really want jobs. It's like, what can I do for you? You know?
I'll say it again. Cats usually show up in our lives to do and work with the upper chakras. I call them our cosmic kitties. Puppies are here to keep us grounded with Mother Earth in our lower chakras, so that we remember that we are also here and present as well. I'm going to say on this, because it came shooting in whenever you were talking about it, is look to your dreamscapes. She's going to be communicating you more and more in your dreams.
There you go.
She wants to do that. Yeah. She wants to do that.
She does, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Last night, we had our dream show. We have every Tuesday night, 6:00 Pacific. And the people's dreams that came in that we were able to look at were so much community energy. In other words, it was those dream messages help other people in the community to understand what's going on, and by sharing them and talking about them, we all have the dream, so to speak. So Dreamweaver, please please tell us about your dreams, and especially if your kitty cat's working with you, because we'd all love to know what's going on. And honestly, the sharing is it's enormous. Everybody feels like they've gotten something out of it. So yeah, just a thought anyway. All right, so this is the last one we have for today. Sorry to bother you. Can you check on my dragon egg hatched? I feel it might be green with pink, and maybe it hatched 2 days before.
It actually feels like it did hatch. Hang on to it. Make sure you nurture that one. I'm also hearing that you're going to have adults coming around. So be open to, it feels like a group of 3. So you're probably going to have more dragons coming and going, just to keep track on you and the baby.
Wow, cool. All right. Hi, Sylvia. It's good to see you. Seascape, you know, some people think they rarely dream. We do dream. We dream all the time, but we don't always remember. But if you ever remember a dream, it's important. It's important. You need to keep track of it. Yeah, she said she did feel 3 last month, Utica says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like you've got the baby plus a group of 3. And there may be more.
Fabulous. Yeah, that's fabulous. Wow. So I'm going to end with what I've been talking about all week, which is finding joy in everything. Remember right now, Debbie says, Milton is going in a counterclockwise direction. So we want to wind it up to the other direction to dissipate the energy for Milton, if possible. Right now, we need to go clockwise because it is counterclockwise. And we want to send out love and protection and prayer to everyone in the field. And Anya, we're sending you extra love too for what you need. Make sure you rest, and much love. Thank you, Debbie. We'll see you next month, and we'll set something up after this. So thank you so much. It's been reclassified to a 4. Let's see if we can make it go lower. How about that? There you go. Yep. Much love to everyone. Thank you all for being here with us this morning. You can always listen to the meditation again and the healing. It's very, very valuable. Thank you so much. Bye now. Thank you, Debbie.